to hit record. This is week 9. We've got 3 weeks left, including this week. So Blitz is going by fast, and we've had some great weeks and we've had some not some great weeks, but it has all been an amazing learning experience for all of us. I think we can agree with that. So I kind of wanted to start today's lesson by going back to the homework assignment, if you guys don't mind. And I'm just going to go ahead and mute so we have a nice clear line. And Vic, you can unmute yourself. I think you have that capability. And I just wanted to do a little screen share. And let me pull it up. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the assignment because I thought it was a really important assignment. We wanted to talk a little bit about the pros and cons of network marketing, right? And so I just wanted to read some of these to you. So pros are being your own boss, personal growth, setting your own schedule, no commute, extra income, making as much as you want, passive residual income, attracting great people, meeting new people, sitting on a bench and getting paid. Isn't that true? Being able to pay your bills on time, which helps to relieve a lot of stress. And then let's think of some cons. Staying consistent and motivated. Losing social status from ignorant people, lots of distractions, getting laughed at, losing some friends. So we've got, some more small town, struggling to find people. Husband has long days and doesn't really get what it takes for me to be successful. Let's see, what else? Let's see if I can see Jody's. No set schedule, working from home. There are a lot of distractions. It's a lot of hard work and it takes time. Must push out of your comfort zone, trying to overcome all the stigmas. So some of the great ones are just time freedom, being able to work from anywhere, making as much as you want, making a difference. And then we have a lot of the same cons, and that is not having a schedule, procrastinating, distractions, worrying about what other people think, being self-motivated, being discouraged, organization. I mean, these are a lot of the same cons that we have. Too much flexibility can lead to laziness. Yes, being your own boss is tough. I'm not going to try to read that one. That's going to be tough. I can get lazy. Must be ready. I have to come out of my shell. Let's see, Jojo, she typed it up. Let me see if I can read it. That's going to be a tough one. Okay, that's going to be a toughie to read. Sorry, Joe. I did read all of them, just some of them I don't want to struggle with right now on this call. I am my own boss. I have to be organized, no action, no growth, not making as much money as I want to, overcoming these stigmas. Let's see if I can see time freedom, no one to tell you to work harder. It can be challenging. So would you guys agree? And let me see if there's any more big ones, clear ones that I can see. Distractions, easy to do, but easy not to do. Yes, too much noise in your head. Distractions, being introverted. So I really want to stop and talk about this because we have to talk about this, right? Because I think this is the stuff that holds a lot of people back. And tonight, our topic that Vicki and I are going to be discussing is being in a state, right? Being in a great state where you are productive each and every day. And people often, and I'm just trying to find our exact lesson so I can read it to you, but it's getting into a positive state that creates daily action. And we want to talk to you tonight about mental state, emotional state, physical state. So before we do that, I want to talk about some of these things that we all go through. Okay, people say that being your own boss is the best thing in the world, right? How many would say that being your own boss is freaking awesome? Right? You don't have to ask anyone to go to the bathroom or take a lunch break, But how many of you would also say that being your own boss is the hardest thing in the world, right? No, it's so much easier to have a punch card. Vicki and I had a punch card, and we had to walk into Child Protective Services, punch the card at 9:00, and then we had to punch the card at 5:00. And if you came in at 9:02, you had to stay until 5:02 because they docked you an hour. And in a way, it's so easy to have somebody looking over you, telling you what to do. And in a way, it's hard. So we really want to give you some simple action steps to really just get organized and make it easier. And for me, and Vicki will certainly share some tips, I have to have my planner on my desk. I don't have 5 of them. I don't have 3 of them. I have one planner. And all I'm doing is setting appointments. And the beauty of being your own boss is that you can go to the gym first. You can get your kids to school first. You can attend the dance festival for your kids. You can bring your children to therapy. You can work whenever you want, but you've got to decide to work, right? And I think too many people put it off on the back burner. I don't have anyone to talk to today. Well, you've got to make somebody to talk to today, right? If you're not in daily action every single day, it's not going to happen. I opened up a new business center. I'm super excited. I just went platinum. It happened October 17th. I prayed for 4 years. I dreamt about this day, and it happened. And here I am with one full leg, and here I am with another blank leg. There is not a single person on there. And here I am racing to consultant again. And here I am racing to crystal manager. And Kathy Coover's not going to call me and say, hey, you haven't put anyone in your new position yet. That's up to me. How bad do you want it? And I see all your faces on the call each and every week. Every week, some of you have babies on your lap. Some of you had to go through hell and high water just to be on this call. Some of you are on West Coast time at 6 o'clock. The kids are going batshit crazy in the other room. I mean, we've got to make a lot of sacrifices and compromises to be here. So I know that we all want it. So what is preventing each of us from getting into that daily activity? For one thing, you have to schedule it in. Do you know why even athletes hire a personal trainer? Because they never keep the appointment with themselves. I go to CrossFit, I book my appointment, and I show up. Because if you just say, I'm going to go to the gym around 11, does it happen? Or do 40 other things get in the way? You have to schedule time to do your hair, right? I love the pink hair tonight, ladies. You have to schedule time to do your nails, to do nice things. Gentlemen, you've got to schedule time to get a haircut, right? You got to take care of yourself. But you also have to schedule time for your business. Whether you feel funky, whether you want to, whether you don't on that day, you've just got to keep doing the do. So for me, how do I start? I don't start working until I get my workout in, because you don't want to see me in the morning. I'm cranky. It took me an hour to get the kids out of the door. I made them pancakes. They tell me they don't want pancakes and they want to eat waffles. I make them waffle. The waffle fell on the floor. The dog ate it. By the time the kids get out of the door, I'm like sweating. I don't want to talk to clients. So I have to do something that's going to make me feel magnificent. Whether I run, whether I walk, whether I go dance Zumba, whatever it is, I need to get into a mental state to be able to talk to people. How do you feel when you put on your favorite song? Beautiful day, you roll down the windows, your favorite song is on the radio, you're jamming. That's when you get that energy, right? Tony Robbins talks about it all the time. Kathy Coover told us at Top Achiever that she drives to work in her little Porsche, right? Vicky knows, cranking Rihanna, work. I gotta work. Picture Kathy Coover jamming to Rihanna. because you have to get in a state every day. You've got to get yourself in a psychological state to be able to do this. It's going to take discipline. The same way it takes discipline to drink 2 shakes, 2 snacks, and a healthy meal every day, right? And here's the thing. It's not about being perfect. And listen, being on Isagenix, Lord knows I have had my share of pizza and burritos. But I will tell you that being a good coach is not about having a 6-pack. Being a good coach is not about being perfect every single day. It's about, you know what? I've got to get myself back by the you-know-what, and I've got to start today. And as long as you start today every day, and don't give up, you will be okay, right? You have to. Every week we start our diet on a Monday, and by Thursday we're going out for Taco Thursday. Forgive yourself, do a cleanse day, bless and release, and keep going. And I have to tell you, all the other things that you guys talked about, the skeptics, the lack of social esteem, the losing friends, all this stuff that was mentioned will go away with daily activity. I promise you that nobody is laughing at Victoria anymore. You know, you've got to work, you've got to grind. You know, when my friend Jason, he's a podiatrist. I think his friends might have laughed at him when he said he was going to do feet for a living. Maybe not everybody supported him, but now he's a very successful podiatrist. You've got to cut through the crap. You've got to really be clear on your vision. And I know that when you are clear, nobody will shake you. Even just this confidence. The confidence comes. I've been reaching out to people with so much confidence that I've been surprising myself. And now it's partially for the weight loss, but also I'm not scared to talk about the business. I've established some credibility. And whether you're making $100 a week, $400 a month, or whether you're making $1,000 a month, you're doing it. You're doing the do. So what's there not to talk about? Some woman works at Ulta, very similar to the store Sephora. She had on beautiful makeup. And I said, you know what, Ange? It's either now or never. And I reached out to her and I said, Diane, you are one of the most social, loving, friendliest, beautiful people that I have ever met. You have to be crazy not to try Isagenix. Let's meet for lunch. And she said, okay. I didn't know what she was going to say, but I think my conviction, a lot of these cons that are holding us back, they're really here. They're really here. And if you just get on the phone and keep doing the do, it'll pass. It'll pass. You're going to be very strong. I don't think someone like Susan Sly has her moments anymore where she's like, I'm a little shy. Maybe I'm going to skip this person. I think doing the do over and over gives you the strength and the courage and the credibility to do it. But you've got to do it. People say they don't know where to meet people. My gosh, did you see this list on isagenixbusiness.com? And the list, when I started with my list, it was maybe 100 people. And now it's so much more than 100 people. Now my list is about 3,000 people. And I'm making friends on Facebook, and I make friends at the mall, and I signed my daughter up for Girl Scouts, and I friended all the moms at the Girl Scouts. Doesn't mean I'm going to approach them with Isagenix, but I'm going to be consistent on posting on Facebook. And one day they're going to come to me and say, what is it that you do? Right? Because I don't know anyone that doesn't want energy or weight loss. I mean, we have a product that is for everyone. So let's talk about daily energy, Vic. Let's talk about how you set your schedule, how you get in the mood. It was so funny. I watched a Seinfeld episode, and Jerry had an affair, slept with Elaine. And Jerry Seinfeld was like, oh, I slept with Elaine. And George is like, what do you mean, yada, yada, you slept with Elaine? George is like, Jerry said, I'm not in the mood to talk about it. And George was like, you listen to me. I live with my parents. I have no life. You get in the mood. right? And that's sometimes that's how I have to do isogenics. I have to get in the mood because I know on the other side there's someone waiting. I took a call with an incredible woman. Her name was Zara, Indian woman, magnificent, double mastectomy. And she's just so strong and so powerful. And she was stuck with this 12 sticky pounds. And she said, I love this program. I'm thankful to Heather for posting her results. My energy is through the roof. She said, I clean my garage. She said, I haven't touched my garage in 14 years. But this is someone who experienced a double mastectomy. She had both her breasts removed because of breast cancer. She's a mom of 2 little boys. And this is someone who I can't even imagine what that would be like. I would probably be under the covers on some sort of antidepressants. And this woman is loving isogenics, sharing isogenics because she wants everyone to feel as good as her. And by me getting in the mood and getting on the phone with her, man, I was inspired. Her story changed my whole weekend around. I was talking and talking and talking. These stories, they really do inspire us to keep sharing. And we're not pushers. We're not, all we do is really share the stories that touch our hearts, that inspire us, that move us to really make a difference in someone else's life. And when someone has the courage to post their results, I mean, how many of us are here because someone posted on Facebook? Yeah. 95% of my team is here because somebody posted their results on Facebook. So why are we all not posting our results? Why are we all not being vulnerable for the sake of inspiring others? So let's talk about energy systems. How do we get ourselves energized and pumped up and into daily action? What is your daily method of operation, Vicki? Here's one way to get into action. There we go. Yes, that's a good way.
Yeah. And pretty much, I mean, everything, of course, you said. For me, it's around the same thing. I have 2 kids, ages 4 and 8. I run around with them like crazy. It really is a full-time job, especially if they're involved. A lot of us on here are parents, I'm sure. If your kids are in extracurricular activities, it could definitely be exhausting. So for me, I like to do the same thing like you do. I like to get up, get them to school, come back, have a shake, run to the gym, come home, and set those 2 to 3 hours, whatever it is, the time frame. Some days it's an hour, some days it's 4, and sit my butt in the chair and be productive, whatever I have to do, whether it's getting on calls, messaging. But it's funny because ever since I was Angela's guest a year and a half ago to Top Achievers. And ever since Kathy Coover did say that about the music, it's crazy because it really does change everything. The other night, Angela interviewed myself and one of my teammates online. And I'm like, oh, like this, I don't mind. I love doing a Zoom for the team. But knowing that 1.4 thousand people watched our live video, I was nervous. And I said, what am I going to do to get in action? Okay, I had my e-shot. But I also was listening to music for about a half hour before that because that was pumping me up. And we got on, it was like a party. I mean, 1.3 thousand people to watch a live video is insane. So for me, it's the same thing. You stick to a schedule. Now, a lot of people often say to me, well, this is your only full-time job and you're not doing anything else. So in that aspect, I would strongly suggest to find the times that work for you, whether it's, an hour in the morning, if you're commuting and you're not driving, an hour when you come home. You have to put the work in, because when you're not putting the actual work in, like Angela said, you won't get in the right state. But also, Ange, for me, mentally, the right state is going to events and getting on calls. So that is my e-shot for the soul. I could post everything on Facebook. I could enroll. If I'm not going to events every few months, I do feel a difference. Maybe it's mental, I don't know. But I am so excited for NYKO. I'm so excited for our trip to Arizona in a month. These are for me, getting to an event is definitely mentally what puts you there. Someone said the other day to me they want to really build, but they're not sure what to do. And I'm like, you got to come to an event. Start out small, get to a super Saturday. That for me is key mentally. And after I come home from an event, how many of you went celebration, right? I'm sure a lot of us. When you came home, were you not crazy fired up? You are, because it lights a fire in you. So daily action, yes, I set the time. Even on the weekends, it's not exactly how I would during the week, but I make sure I dedicate an hour here, half hour there to send out messages, to love on other teammates' posts and Facebook and everything else. Also, listening, especially in the beginning, when you're just starting out or you have a lot of rejections, listening to podcasts. I just had a little sip and sample at my house the other night, and someone said, I've been down, and I said, well, have you gone on any calls? No. Have you listened to any podcasts? No. So then what are you doing? It's, yes, we want to talk to people and we want to share our story. But if you're not enrolling, go back to it and say, let me listen on the drive in to a podcast every morning. So all these little action steps are working. That's work. Not only enrolling and from making consultants, but mentally getting there. Maybe every morning you got to listen to a podcast. Maybe you got to listen to Tony Robbins or David Wood. Whatever the case may be, that's definitely things that I do and I tell my downline to do when they're feeling like, listen, the junk always gets in your head. And just a little quick story. The other night I went out to a community board meeting, and afterwards a few of us went out. It was about 20 people. And a very high-ranking official follows me on Facebook and did laugh at me. And he said, oh, you're in a cult and whatever else. And I turned around and said, yeah, I also made, I don't want to say how much money last week, And he sat there and was like, what? He's like, I got to get my wife to call you then. And I'm like, no, I'm not joking. And it opens up the conversation with 3 other moms about this. So people still could laugh at me. They just follow me on Facebook. They're new. They're like, this girl's crazy. She's taking pictures with bows on a Sunday night. This little girl lost her mind. But when you're unbreakable, nobody can get into your head. When you are strong and your belief system is at a 10, nobody. Again, the other night I had the party at my house. There was some new people there that never tried the products, only heard really negative things about Isogenics, okay? Everything that we said to this lady, there was about 7 of us there, all had great product testimonies. We have all had success, huge success weight loss stories. And it was amazing. And she would have been so proud of us. We were unbreakable. She said, I can't do dairy. I said, oh, no problem. I have a dairy-free shake. I can't do this. Everything that she said, we all, not argumentative, but we all came back at her. We made her watch the video. We did this, and we all got together. And I'm like, you know what? And no one argued. No one got nasty. We were unbreakable because I just know that that's the way that we're doing things. And I knew, I'm like, you know what? I had Pamela there. And she lost 50-something pounds, and her husband lost 60-something pounds. And she's like, listen, these products are amazing. They changed my life. So when you're at a 10 all around with the products, the compensation plan, the junk leaves your head. People could laugh. They could knock everything, but it won't get you down when you yourself are up there, when you're getting on calls, listening to podcasts, going to events. Even going out, Angela took a bunch of us out to make dinner. And it was great. We had a great time, and it was team building. It was friendship, but it was also team building. Things like this really build you up. And I really feel, honestly, even if I have a bad week, I feel that I am 100% unbreakable. And that keeps me in action every single day. I'm having a bad day. I'm having a bad week. I still make in the beginning, no, I wasn't. The first year, I wasn't. After my first celebration, I was. I was not 100%, but I was. And then after my NYKO, I was 100% in. When you sit down and make the time for it and everything else, I really believe just comes along with it. So
Absolutely. What I have seen a lot of is that there are people that are full of excuses, and there are people that are going to do this regardless of the excuses. I said to someone, "So how's your business going?" Not so good. I can't find anyone. Okay, where's your list? Where's your activity tracker? There's going to be a local event in London. Are you going? It's too far. I'm too poor. I don't have any team. And I just think that you have to leave your excuses out the door. I did not have any coaching. I did not have any upline. But when you want it so bad, I mean, they thought I was crazy. I was literally inboxing Herb Cepeda with comp plan questions. He was the #1 income earner, and I was 3 months new into Isogenics. He is probably like, who is this kid wet behind the ears messaging me? But I wasn't going to stop. I wasn't going to stop inboxing him. And it's funny, now I get those same inboxes from people asking me. And some of them I don't answer, but the ones that are persistent and like, hey, listen, I need your help. Those are the ones that I answer, right? Because you want people who are going to be persistent. You want people who are not going to stop regardless. Too many people, it is way too easy for them to just pack it up and leave. And just and quit and throw in the towel. And I just cannot fathom that. And it's not, we don't always run. During a 90-day blitz, during this Arizona trip, the summit, I was running. And then I took 2 weeks to breathe and really support the ones that I enrolled. And now I'm back to running. And that's the beauty of this. It's being in action, whether you want to go 20 miles an hour or 80 miles an hour, but you don't take your foot off of it. I mean, there are people in the company who took 14 years to become millionaire. And then there are people in the company who took 2 years to become millionaire. How fast or slow you do it is up to you. But for me, if I know I can provide more change, more help, more lives, more ease and comfort to my family, when your kid needs the best therapist and someone recommends the best therapist and insurance doesn't take it, it's such a blessing to be able to put cash on the table and do what you have to do for your family. It's not the money, it's the ease. And I just think too many people dilly-dally with it. So we talked about, energy. So going to the gym, getting yourself in a state, and then sitting down and doing income-producing activities. So what does that look like? And I'll show you guys, and you're welcome to use this, and you're welcome to use anything that I post. But this is wonderful. How many calls did you make? How many inboxes did you send out? How many actual presentations have you made? Because if this number is 0, the number of new customers is going to be 0, period. You can do all the personal development. You can do all the exercising, and that helps with your energy state. It helps get you pumped up. It helps educate you. But unless you are big at this number right here, presentations, how many people are you talking to? Day in and day out, how many people are you sharing your 30-second story with? This is what counts. Leaving 47 messages, that doesn't count, right? So what I do is I'm constantly adding friends on Facebook. So I've been sending out a message. So I'll show you guys, I will literally show you a message. So let me find someone with the letter A. Oh God, I sent out a lot of messages. But I'm going to try to go down here and show you someone. Let me see. A. Did I send this one a message? I don't think so. So I'm trying to find my A's and B's, right? So I started with the letter A and I started with the letter B. And basically all I'm doing is just sending out a message to someone. And it's a simple message, and it's nothing crazy. Hope this message finds you well. I'm going to be working very hard for the next 90 days and changing our community, getting people healthy. If you know anyone who would like to lose weight, get healthy, detox their body, gain energy, please let me know. Any referral is greatly appreciated. And I laugh and I tell my team, I say, put the praying hands, because any son of a gun that ignores the praying hands is just mean. But, guys, have fun with this. Send out messages. I mean, you send out messages, you'll get 10. 10 people will say, okay, what's this all about? Out of 10 people, maybe you'll get 3 on the phone. You think I send out 100 messages and get 100 people on the phone? It doesn't work that way. People get so upset with themselves. I sent out 20 messages and not one person. I saw their face. They all saw it and none of them responded. Duh, it's not their time yet. It has nothing to do with you. It's nothing personal. You didn't present it wrong. You didn't say anything. You haven't offended anyone. Get out of your own head. It's not about you. They're just not ready to give up the wine. They haven't saved up the money yet. But I will tell you one thing, when you do send that message, they start popping up in your algorithms and you start seeing their post more frequently. And when they are ready, and after Thanksgiving and after Christmas, when they can't find their belly button anymore, guess who they're going to think of? You, the one that had the courage to message them. So what are you waiting for? That message, I mean, if I sent that message to you, Jody, would you be offended? It's either for you or it's not for you, right? And then sometimes, I do that like every 6 months. I'll go through A through Z. And it's also a good way to kind of screen out your Facebook, because you have some people that are just so nasty and so negative. I don't want them on my Facebook. I don't want them anywhere on there. So when I start going and doing it from your cell phone is awesome and so easy, because when you go through your phone and you click on your name and you go through your friends list, it's literally in chronological order. So tomorrow I'm going to do C's and D's. So Vicky's hour of operation is after the gym. She goes a little bit earlier than me. She works from like 10 to 1. I work from about 11 to 1:30. People are like, hey, you must work so much. I said, is that what you think? Again, it brings me back to another Seinfeld episode. George says when he looks angry, people always think he's busy. So if you want people to think you're busy, just look pissed. But you know what? I'm not that busy. I protect my time, right? And I have work time that I dedicate to new prospects. I have work time that I spend with my team going over their beautiful little executive charts, and I have those executive charts for everyone. Everyone on my team who would like to run to executive, we have these. We work on them together. So I have my consultant time, right? And I'm not being rude. Jennifer is my friend, but she can't just call me anytime. Right? We schedule a time to talk. And in the same respect, Vicky's my friend, but I wouldn't just call her at 3 p.m. and be like, hey girls, so this consultant fell off, and I'm like so pissed off. I schedule times to speak with the people on my team as I like them to schedule times, right? We have to, if you only have so many hours in the day for your family, for your ISA business, for yourself, schedule it. Right? So gym, 9:30 to 10:30, have a shake. I begin work from 11 to 1:30. 1:30 to literally like 8 is kid stuff. 8 to 10, I do some calls. In the evening, pop on a podcast. Even when I drive to get my kids, podcast time and educational time has nothing to do with income producing time. That is the time that you are driving to work or driving home or sitting in your car having a shake for lunch. Listening to those podcasts it's not your prospecting time. Prospecting time is prospecting time. How are you going to change the world if you're not telling the story to people? That is the only way that you make money in isogenics, is sharing the story with people or helping your teammates share the story with their new people. Right? And then Vicki talked about going to events. Events sharpen your skills. Do you want to know how we learned how to present the 30-second story so freaking good? David Wood. University in Action, ICU. Do you want to know how I explain the circles, the little comp plan? University in Action, ICU. You know in your heart that this something magical is here. You're talking to people, you're learning, but if you want to get better, you've got to get to these events to sharpen your skills. And honestly, these events, most of the great stuff that I've learned, it doesn't happen on stage. It happens with the amazing leaders that I meet in the hallways, in the bathroom, out for drinks. I mean, it's mind-blowing how much inspiration there is at these events. I was sitting next to someone, she told me she used to be a hairdresser. Shauna Ekstrom, Isogenics millionaire. I'm sitting next to her. I'm like, what? Like, you don't know who you're going to be sitting next to and learning from. It's a big deal. So that is really income producing activities. So let's talk about some other stuff. So what are some challenges that you guys are having that keep you from really doing the do each and every day? Because some of you are just turning in points that are like, oh, I showed up to a call, 10 points. Tell me, let's have some questions and hear about some challenges that you guys are going through, because we all know what it's going to take. I mean, it takes conversations. It takes a strong mindset. It takes scheduling and really being committed, really being strong. And I whether your goal is to pay off your mortgage or whether your goal is to, I don't pay for your nephew's college. You cannot let go of those goals. These goals are on my desk all the time. Short-term goals, long-term goals, physical goals, financial goals. The hell with everybody says. Somebody had the nerve to say to me, all you do is work and talk about isogenics. Can you imagine? But you can't please everyone. So I put up a post where I gave it to her and I said, your opinion of me is none of my business. And then I ran 2 miles today and I shook it off and I went right back on the phone where I love to be. People, you're going to meet buttholes along the way. You're going to meet people who don't get it. But that's why we make the big bucks, because it's not for everyone. It's only for the special people like us. So let's hear some challenges that you guys are facing that we can work through together.
I'll go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
It's Monique. I have noticed that I struggle starting conversations because I want to be genuine, but I always have that underlying intention of isogenics. So I find that my genuine level kind of goes down a little bit, and then it's obviously portrayed in the conversation. I do genuinely like people, but it's hard when I reach out to somebody randomly because I do have a goal of sharing isogenics with them, but I don't want to shove it down their throats.
Okay, so what would someone reply to that? What would you say, Vicki?
I would say, I mean, that is always my intention also. I'm not going to say no, but I genuinely like people also and like talking and meeting new people. So for me, I guess it's just, at what point are you bringing up isogenics to them? Is it right off the bat? Where is she?
Sorry. It's kind of like I'm always searching for that moment, and somehow I feel like I'm kind of directing the conversation towards it.
I would ease up a little bit, like on it, like let it flow naturally. You know what I'm saying? It depends on, could you give me an example, maybe like a little scenario of like the last person this happened with?
The one I reached out to a old coworker of mine who always had kind of stomach problems, and she was always trying other diets and things. So I just said, hey, how are you doing? And right off the bat, it was like, oh, really bad. Like, I've been going to the doctor a lot because of such and such. And I was like, oh, really? Like, what's going on? And I knew what she was going to say because it's the same thing that has been going on for years. And when I did mention it, she's like, oh, it's like that Shakeology thing. And I was just like, oh.
Was this via Facebook?
Yes.
I would try to get on the phone with them. I would just try to take it off there. She'd be like, oh, let me call you, or whatever it is, even if it's like a friend, and then get them on the phone and talk to them about it. Because through Facebook, they're not going to really get your enthusiasm for the products or your story. It's hard to share. I only enroll them on Facebook when they're like already watching me for a while and they're like, all right, sign me up. Here's everything. Here's my social. Here's my email. Otherwise, I really try to get them on the phone, because sometimes if they're skeptical, it's hard. And then you could work and be like, listen, honestly, I really have to tell you about this program. It's amazing. It's changed my life. That's what I do. I try to take it right off of Facebook, off the bat, even if it's a friend. But I do, honestly, I'm not going to lie, I do meet people, and in the back of my head, this person, I'm like, all right, I'm going to follow them on Facebook. They're going to follow me, and I want to sign them out. So that is always a goal in my mind. But I try to find a genuine interest with them also, and maybe establish a little bit of a relationship first, and then get into the icing. But try to take it off the computer as much as possible.
But I have to tell you, like in a situation like that, Monique, like I would have told her off the bat, this is someone that that's been having stomach issues for so long. I would have reached out to her and I would have been like, girl, I have been thinking about you. For years you've been complaining about these issues. I've been using this incredible system. I would love to tell you more about it. Let's get on the phone and talk. And if she said, is this like Shakeology? I would be like, absolutely not. What time are you free? But this is appropriate. It's not like you met somebody in CVS and said, hey, I do Isogenics, want to talk. When you meet a total stranger, like in the street, and like you compliment them, you say hello. When I meet total strangers, all I want to do is make friends and bring them to Facebook. Because when you bring them to Facebook, you're giving them a little bird's eye view of what you're up to, right? Motivational Monday, Transformation Tuesdays, Thursdays, Wellness Wednesdays. You let them see. And they're going to be creeping. So when it comes to a new person, your only focus should be, let me just make friends. I just want to be their friend. How do I get this person on Facebook? Because I love her hair. I like her style. I think she's beautiful. Our children are the same age. Maybe they can play together. So when it is a new person, your only objective should be is to form some small talk, some chat, give them your phone and be friends on Facebook. But if this is somebody you know, I don't see why Isogenics shouldn't be at the forefront of your brain. This is somebody you wanted to help because she suffered from whatever issues, stomach issues for so long. Do you guys have any feedback for that? Do you think she did anything wrong by reaching out?
No.
Yeah, Jody.
No, I don't think she did anything wrong by reaching out. I wanted to actually comment on how she said, oh, it's like Shakeology, and you went, ugh. Because do you really think that we're like Shakeology? No, we're not at all like Shakeology. And not that you would bash Shakeology, but that to me would have been the perfect opportunity to be like, oh, I don't really know anything about Shakeology, but I don't think we're anything like them, and kind of go from there. But nice job, Monique.
Yeah, and just get offline and on the phone. Vicky's right, because on Facebook, they can't genuinely hear. So if it's people who I'm on Facebook with, I'm sending them that message all day long. Hey, I'm doing a challenge. If you know anyone, please let me know. They're either going to say yes or no, but either way, they're going to be watching me because they're going to think, what is this person up to? She's looking to get 90 people in 90 days. What is this girl doing? And I'm always posting positive. I'm always posting inspirational. So at the very least, maybe they'll follow me. Maybe they're not ready to do Isogenics, but you know what? Maybe I'll motivate them to go to the gym this morning. Maybe I'll motivate them to eat a little healthier. All we want to do is inspire people to make a change for the better. It's not always about get them. It doesn't have to be about get them. It's about this is my life. This is the lifestyle I live. And if and when you're ready, I will be here with open arms to take you on. Right? That's it. I don't really want to get anyone because if I do, I have a friend named Beth who's going to enroll either tonight or tomorrow with her husband. And she was saying that her brother heard this, her brother heard that, and with no attachment whatsoever. I said, Beth, you know what, you've got to try it for yourself. They have a money back guarantee. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, no hard feelings. And that's it. And I think when people see that you're not like so totally attached and you're like, oh my God, when are you going to sign up? Just do it. Your brother's totally wrong. Her brother's not wrong. He had a difficult time cleansing. And some people do. And I said, you know what, Beth? Some people have an awesome experience and some people have a not so awesome experience. But I'm going to be here to support you and guide you as best as I can. And if you decide it's not for you, that's okay too. At least you tried. Right? Totally no attachments. So let's see. We'll take a couple more. Who else would like to step up and speak? Closing the deal after a call. I'm training with PK and following his script. I don't close the deal. I present the information and I continue to follow up and follow up and follow up until they're ready. If you feel that you are not a good enroller, I would try, Tasha Ann, to do some three-way phone calls with people on the team who are good enrollers. Sophia, Victoria, Sue Keith, Sabina. They're very good enrollers. I would utilize them for three-way phone calls. I think doing a three-way phone call escalates the percentage of someone becoming enrolled. It's hard to accurately convey the emotion and the excitement via text. That's right. I've never enrolled anyone via text. I find that when I get a response to a message and they seem interested and I ask for a number and they don't answer back, well, they're not that interested. You know what? I tell you, when I was ready, man, I was ready. I was PMing and said, give me her number. When someone's ready, they're ready. Someone's not giving you their number, then maybe they're not serious. They're just being nosy. What are you doing? How much is it? Well, let's get on the phone. I don't have time? Okay, man. What makes you think that you don't have time for a 5-minute phone call, but I've got 40 minutes to go back and forth via private message with you? It's about setting standards and guidelines in your business. And it's about the shit that you will and you will not accept for yourself. And when someone comes off at you or to you some people you don't want in your business, and other people you love in your business, and you just wouldn't, you don't want to give up on them because you feel that they would be incredible at this and deserve this. So let's see. Anyone else have any questions? So what can we all commit to? I'm going to just call on 5 people and ask you guys, what are some commitments you're going to make this week? Because this is it. Week 9, 3 weeks left. My favorite saying of all time is either I'm going to be proud of my activity or ashamed of my inactivity. And I want to be proud of the things that I have accomplished during this blitz. Whether it's I got uncomfortable, whether it's I've committed to talking with more people, reading a book and going and listening to a podcast. I can't give you credit for that. It's good, but we want you to stretch and we want you to grow. Okay, so I'm going to go every 4. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sophia, what do you got on your plans? What are your goals for the next 3 weeks? Big goals.
Okay. So this week I actually fell back because my goals was to create 2 consultants, and I only got 1. But I am proud because that one, she's halfway to manager. So it kind of didn't work quite as I had planned, but it worked out. Next 2 weeks, my main focus is creating consultants. So I'm not even looking to enroll that much, which 1 or 2 enrollments is always good anyways. But my main focus is really to work with people to get them to.
How many conversations did you have this week with new prospects?
Crazy as my week was, I still had, I think, the day that I had less conversations was actually Friday when I had to, everything happened.
Give me an approximate number. How many people?
Not that day, but I actually had about 19 calls this week.
with her daughter in the hospital, I want you guys to pay attention to this. Her daughter is in the hospital, 32 weeks pregnant, about to deliver twins. She had 19 conversations this week, 4 enrollments and 1 consultant. You think this is someone who's serious about her business and not fooling around? She had every excuse to put her business on hold and say, I'm taking off, my head's not in the game. 19 conversations, 4 enrollments this week. I mean, that's a great example, Sophia, of just wanting it bad, wanting it desperately, and really not using your family as an excuse. But you got twins. You got 2 grandbabies coming.
Exactly. So they're not the excuse, they're the reason why. And
yes,
our numbers games, guys. That's all it is. I'm not better than any of you. Maybe I'm even worse than most of you guys. It's just the number. Is how many people you talk to, is how many people you follow up with, and that's all it is. I don't care. It's not the conversation. It's not what I say. It's not what anybody says. It's just the effort you put into and the number of people you speak to. That's all it is.
Yeah, and I will mention that Sophia started this very shy, very introverted, with 300 friends on Facebook. She joined at least 400 different types of Facebook groups, Mexico, Canada, Colombia groups. She made friends. She built relationships. She lives in the woods in Pennsylvania where there are deer and bear. That's it. Those are her closest neighbors. And now she has almost 5,000 friends on Facebook, and she is the top enroller in the Hispanic community. So that says a lot about somebody that wants it. Can you talk more about your private message that you shared and how that strategy has been working for you? I send out about 50 to 100 messages a day. As soon as they express interest, I pull it offline, and on the phone, I ask for 2 available times that they can speak, and I try to have prospect calls. I try to have 3 a day, 15 a week, and if I can talk with 15 people, I would probably be enrolling 2 to 3 people a week, and that's the system. Text, message, inbox, and you know what? On a week when you're slow, you get your person. Do you have someone who you've enrolled on your team? If you have, let's get them to send the message. Let's get them to send 50 messages. Help them. There should never be a week where you're not doing anything at all. On the weeks that I have nothing to do, or I don't feel, I shouldn't say I have nothing to do because there's always something to do, but on a week when I don't feel like prospecting, I'm helping my people prospect. You know, people think that they have to enroll 8 people a month, right? But here's some simple math. So you're trying so hard to double PIBs every week, 2 people a week. So let's say in a month you have 8 enrollments. But if you just make 5 enrollments, right? If you just enroll 5 people and you help, so here I'm just writing it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Write 5 circles. Out of those 5, if you help 2 people go consultant and just 1 of those people go crystal manager, does anyone know how many people that is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. You just enroll 5 people and help develop your 5, you'll have 13. Don't you think it's a lot easier to enroll 5 and develop them and you get 13 in your organization as opposed to enrolling 13 by yourself? No one gets paid, you're exhausted, you're overworked. It's a numbers game. Jimmy Smith said, you plus 2, them plus 2, you plus 2, them plus 2. You do that 13 levels down, you're going to be making $600,000 a year. Even if it works only 10% of the time, that's still $60,000 a year. You've got to think about it. So many people are like, enroll, enroll, enroll. It's not like that. It's enroll, help them enroll. Because now you've got someone who's getting paid. Now you've got someone who's excited, who's getting their products for free. You give somebody a credit card in the mail, they're excited. $212 lit me up. So thank you for sharing. Did you want to say something else, Sophia?
And guys, those 19 calls came exactly from those messages that Andrew's talking about. That's how those calls came from, was from sending out those messages. So it wasn't really that I was in the middle of all the craziness that was happening. I wasn't looking or prospecting to make those appointments. It just came to me from sending out all those calls prior. So if you send 100 messages this week and nothing happens, that might work for your following week. So just keep on doing it because it's going to pay off. It's going to come back to you.
We're all sending out a very similar message. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Jennifer Cody. She makes that face every time I call on her. Okay, I won't hit the mute button. You hit it.
I can't unmute myself. Am I unmuted?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Oh my gosh. Okay, so you're asking me what was the question again?
I don't even remember. What are you committed to in the next 3 weeks?
What was it?
What are you committed to for the next 3 weeks?
For the next 3 weeks, for me, I'm really committed to just helping people convert to consultant. Now I have a couple of people on my team that my little team that could. I've been enrolling a lot, and now it's really for me. It's to reach down and help them to share and learn the business, and to also be empowered to feel like they could be a consultant. I have a lot of people that they're like, I'm just too busy for this. I can't do this. But I got a message from Isogenics just yesterday that one of my they're not even a consultant, they're just a customer. They're sitting on a lot of BV. So I just shared with her tonight that, you're sitting on a lot of money, just because of all the product that you've been buying. So why not get your products paid for? And she was like, yeah, I should look at it, so.
How about a Zoom call with a few of them at once to save your time?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Yeah, I noticed that sometimes when I grab a few new ones, or I grab a few that want to run to executive, and we all get on a call together, and I kind of facilitate the call, but we feed off each other. It's very exciting because you say, like, you talk about your whys, and everyone gets emotional, and everyone hears about each person's individual why, and you just ask them, what got you into this? Well, where do you see yourself, A, B, or C? Let's work, because I also started out as A. And then I realized that I didn't want to give away my referrals because the person I was giving my referrals away to became very wealthy.
Yeah, exactly. It changes it. So yeah, and it's just getting stronger in my own belief too. I'm still working very much on my own personal growth. So
keep doing the do. That's how you get to be super duper strong. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jen Labriola. We'll take 2 more, and then I'll just stop picking on you guys already.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And interestingly, Jen is my enrollee. So my my focus really has been over these last few weeks on kind of the same thing, really reaching down and bringing my team along and supporting them and helping them to build their belief and helping them to build their teams. I've been doing a lot of 3-way calls. I've been doing some enrolling myself too, but my focus has really been more on, reaching down and helping to build that way. So, I love the idea of the fast track to executive sheets for the team. And I have to say and admit that I haven't done that with my team. So that's something that I will commit to this week, is getting those done, with my team members who are really committed to running and getting there. Jen among them.
Yeah. This because Cindy Walters told me that she uses this, and this is how she made 15 executives. And I thought I have to be an idiot not to listen to this woman who's made 15 executives.
Yes, absolutely.
We learn things along the way, but you guys should lock arms, do a Zoom call, and do it together, because maybe where you're stronger in explaining the comp plan, maybe Jen Cody would be stronger in getting down to their why. But there's such a strength in numbers, and with the 2 of you, and just do a monthly call. Start it every month, the first Monday of the month, and just do it. And the ones who want it, they'll jump on, and you start with literally 2 members, and in a year from now there'll be 40 of you on the call.
Absolutely. I love it. And we have a lot of folks on our team right now that are ready to just take this thing and roll with it. So it's a good time to start that. And this call is awesome. It's exactly what we all needed to really get us moving. So
awesome. So I'll take one more. Amber, how about you? Oh, I don't hear you. Hold on.
Me?
Amber?
Can you hear me?
Yes, now I hear you.
Yeah.
Are there two? I think there's two Ambers on the call.
Amber O.
I'm right here. So I'm really trying to, I have one girl that I'm working with, trying to get her to manager. So this week I'm going to probably focus more on that. I've been working with her people on, I was trying to take some notes from Sabina the other day with not saying find two friends. So I'm interested to try that this week. We have a couple of 5-day calls coming up that I really want to use that on.
Yeah. Be proactive in asking your people to post their results on Facebook. It's such a great way to get people. As soon as they hit day 8 of their program, whether it's your people or your people's people, as soon as they hit day 8, I said, you're doing amazing. You're down 6 pounds. That's magnificent. If I write something up for you, would you be open to posting something? I'll stay with you every step of the way. I'll guide you. You'll tag me. I'll be on the phone with you telling you how to respond. You don't have to be nervous. But it's a great way to get them to consult and quickly, and you basically have their back. There is not one person on the team who gets good results and doesn't get asked to share. I got here by means of Facebook. You got here by means of Facebook. Yeah. People here by means of Facebook. It's not the only way. So right. Awesome. That sounds great, Amber. So Vicki, let's close out the call, give a couple tips, and we will post the assignment in a little bit.
I think that this was a great call. It really put the last 3 weeks into perspective for a lot of us. You know, life gets in the way, gets hectic. Even dropping down, I think in the first call we had 300 and something people. Now we have 68 ending tonight. So really, guys, just put the time in, and the time that you are putting in, like Angela said, make sure it's productive as far as working. So, you know, sometimes you get caught up on the Facebook and the posting and in the groups and everything. If you only have an hour, don't spend it doing that. Spend it talking to people. So make your time count. That's definitely the last advice I could just say to everybody is really make that hour or 2 hours, whatever it is you have, make it count talking to people and sharing your story, or on a call with your client, sharing the story with somebody else.
It's so easy to initiate that conversation if you just give yourself 1 hour a day and say, I'm going to bang out 50 of these messages. Or if you need to get out of the house because you're going bonkers and you're going to say, I'm going to take my little stack of business cards that I ordered from Vistaprint for $5, and I'm going to go into every store up that strip, and I'm just going to initiate conversation. Would it be okay if I left these flyers here? I'm a health and wellness coach. You've just initiated conversation. Most people will inquire, what do you do? What kind of coach? Or some people will just say, sure, leave the flyers. And some places have bulletin. All you want to do is initiate conversation. You don't care with who, how. This is food. Everyone needs to eat food. Right? You're not looking for a certain type of person. You're not looking for, I talk to anyone and everywhere. You know, tomorrow, get out of the house. It's going to be a beautiful day. Go to a couple of these shopping plazas. Walk in. Maybe Staples has a bulletin board. Maybe you have a garden salad place. Maybe you have like a vegan vegetarian joint locally. Ask them if you can leave a couple of your business cards, nail salons, hair salons. Just get out there and talk to people and introduce yourself. I'm new in the neighborhood. I'm a health coach. I would love a referral. Here's what I do. It's not hard to talk to people. I mean, Sophia, 19 conversations. That is crazy, crazy. Not everybody is as crazy as Sophia, but I'd like to be. Some weeks I try to be. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for being on. You guys, 3 weeks left. Go out of your comfort zone. Be crazy. Do crazy. We're all here to support you. I don't care how much negativity you have. You've got 200 of us that are in pink that are cheering you on, right? So let's do this. Let's really don't make tomorrow an average typical Monday. Be obnoxiously abnormal. Do something magnificent tomorrow, please. For your business, for yourself, for your growth, for your family, for your team. You've got to go first. Okay?
Good night, guys.
Good night, everyone. Thank you so much for being on the call. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night. Thank you.
Nice.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Left.